Alright guys, today we are going to be taking a look at some old videos I've done. I've done them before. I feel I can do them better now. I've learned, I've become better at YouTube. I've become a better showman when it comes down to it than when I did these videos. And to me, I can broaden them a little bit better to make them better for someone that finds this. There's still new people coming into the hobby, guys. We're seeing people still show up that are enjoying the hobby. There's people coming in looking at investing and collecting and playing the games and being involved in the communities, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that in my comments down below. People saying they're new to Pokemon investing, they're new to the Pokemon market, they're glad that they're getting some of these details. But today I would like to take a walk backwards. Go back to where I've done this video about a year ago. And today we are going to be talking about Pokemon investing for beginners. Now, this is good for people that are old in the hobby and also new in the hobby. I think that it's a good reference or a good reminder. Once again, I like giving reminders about certain things that are important and need to be discussed. So today we are going to go ahead and take a little bit of a walk down memory lane and have this discussion and really look forward to it as for what it is. So guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, hit that like button, guys. We get 85 likes in this video. It's greatly appreciated. It'll help this video along and really give some people an opportunity to be able to see this and get some good information. So I'm just going to go ahead and start out on a list. And the number one thing I'm going to talk about on the list is number one, I'm going to just sidestep. Yes, that's right. I almost forgot the sidestep. And I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to make it very plain for you guys. So first thing I'm going to put up right now is going to be pay for unsubstantiated debt. Now, people are questioning, what is unsubstantiated debt? People are always going to have a mortgage. People are always going to have a vehicle payment typically. I mean, there's certain things that you are going to have payments for and you can't get away from that, right? But unsubstantiated debt are things like credit cards. There's nothing backing that debt. And typically these are very high interest debts. Number two, personal loans. A lot of times personal loans won't have collateral. If they don't have collateral, then you definitely want to be paying that off as soon as possible because once again, it's a higher interest rate. The sooner you remove those things off of your plate and get rid of that debt, the more ability you have to spend into the market on different things. It also alleviates some of those issues that may come up in the future of having to pay off debt and sell things quicker than what you need to. The next thing is make sure you don't have any unpaid taxes. I have a couple people that have showed up and have unpaid taxes that they did not know about, whether they did something on their tax returns or had something like that, but it's still sitting there and they're paying a high interest rate to the government, guys. Pay them off as fast as you can. Last thing that you're going to talk about is bills. If you have back bills, rent, or anything that's not paid up to date, be sure that you take care of that before you move forward in any kind of investment, not just in TCGs, not just in collectibles, but also in your standard investment forms. Be sure that you've got all these things off the table, because once they're off the table, you can be more successful and have more ability to work with the capital that you are given. Next thing I'm going to talk about is number two, which is budget. That's right. I always talk about budget on this channel. I love this word. I learned this word. I live this word. And to me, it's very important to budget yourself. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit more when it comes down to the budget side of things. Number one thing I'm going to talk about is build an expense budget. Look at all of your normal expenses. Go through your grocery, your electric bill, your rent, your mortgages. All of that stuff needs to be included on this expense budget. What that'll do is tell you where all of your money is going, and sometimes you can catch things that you're overpaying for, such as your DirecTV bill, your Netflix, all these small things that nobody thinks about. It also gives you that ability to pull that extra money out of there potentially if you're not using these things any longer. Easiest way to do this is pull your checking accounts, see where your expenditures are going, and be sure that you document every one of them and see where they're going. Next thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, plan for the unexpected in your budget. A lot of people like to just use straight numbers for expenses. Me, personally, I always put an unexpected cost, which is usually a certain percentage. So for me at my home, I always figure a 10% unexpected cost. That gives me that little bit of a leeway to be able to, over time, build a little bit of a buffer for myself or build a bank account for a trip. Or if you do have your refrigerator, your furnace, your AC, your freezer, any of this stuff, your TV dies, you have that slush fund in order to be able to cover that without trying to find money. Now, once again, this is going to go into the next part of it, which is take the extra expendable money. Now, this is the free money at the bottom of your budget that you're in the green. I hope you're in the green, because if you're not in the green, you need to reassess that very quickly to get it green. Once you have that extra expendable money, this is money that you can use for what you want. Number one thing I'm going to say is put a good portion of that into your standard investments. I know, guys, people are worried about the stock markets crashing. They're worried about all these other investments having issues. They like comparing these markets to Pokemon and saying, look, you can dump it into a TCG and make tons of money, but these right here, your standard forms of investment, are your bread and butter and are guaranteed to go up with dividends and everything else from these companies in the long run of time. Any collectible is not going to give you that guarantee. Anything that's going to happen in the future is going to be unsubstantiated compared to these markets. Even in a recession, yes, you may lose money in these if you would put them now. If you wait a little bit and put them in at bottom pricing, you could do extremely well in the future on these markets and destroy any of the collectibles markets when it comes down to this price, unless you're really lucky. But overall, these are your standard, regular, typical, everyday standard investments, such as your stock markets, your bonds, your those kind of things. I mean, they're just standard investments. You talk to your investment portfolio, of course, you can get that taken care of. Next thing on the list is going to be take another portion of this and set a number that you're willing to spend on collectibles, whether that's Pokemon, sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Dragon Ball Z, any of them. Be sure you set this number and stick to it, guys. If you stick to this expendable money for how much you put into it, you're never going to be hurting for money in the future. Well, I can't say never, but you shouldn't be hurting for money in the future because, hey, you've built a slush fund, you got an extra 10% in your budget, and you got all your expenses paid for. So just short of losing your job, you should be okay. Number 3, the third thing right here that I'm going to put up is a very crucial part of any kind of investment scheme. Have a savings account, guys. I hate savings accounts. I've said this before on the channel. I hate savings accounts. They lose money technically, but it's a quick, accessible form of money with no tax burdens to yourself that you have available to you to use in a time of a crisis. I always suggest, number one, having 4 to 6 months of pay backed up in this account. If you lose your job, on average, it takes 2 to 3 months to get into a new position. So just keep that in mind, that if something happens in this economy and things are going, you are going to need at least 4 to 6 months of income inside of a savings account in order to be able to cover that. The other part is, too, is I call this my rainy day fund. Yes, I carry a pretty substantial rainy day fund. I own a farm. I own a business. I have a lot of expenditures that come outside of what I do. If I lost my job, I would need the extra part for my rainy day fund. Or if I have a major breakdown or something major breaks down, I need to have that slush money in my rainy day account to be able to cover that cost. The 10% from your budget on the last one rolls down into this rainy day fund, and if it gets too big, I take my wife on a trip. Guys, family is crucial. This gives you a good ability to be able to take those trips, get out of the house, and enjoy your time. Next thing that we're going to be talking about is number 4. Niche down quickly. A lot of people will test different waters. I understand the testing theory. Continue to test things down, but don't buy everything. Do research. Really understand the market, understand the products, understand what you're looking at, whether it's sealed product, whether it's cards, PSA graded cards, whether you wanted to go into the packs. There's so many different opportunities in the Pokemon TCG. Games, Pokemon games, same with Magic, same with all these different products. There's awesome opportunities in all of these, guys, and you can really have some fun with this. So I would really suggest when you first start out investing, the biggest thing, the mistake that I see a lot of people I talk to do is they buy everything. They get into singles. They buy PSA cards because they're just so cool, and they just keep pulling. Pretty soon, they don't have money to purchase the things that they really want when they get into the market and get into the investing. All of a sudden, their slush funds or their expendable money is gone. And now they're trying to sell things in order to buy the things that they really want, and prevent yourself from doing that. I did it too. I'm just trying to help you not do it, because in 2019, when I got back into it, I was doing the same thing. I was buying. I got lucky. We had the boom in 2020. A lot of the stuff that I had bought way stupidly and not thinking about it, I was able to sell rather quickly and get them back so I could use them now as a resource in the future. But that's just luck. Once again, luck is not something you should be looking at, but niche down quickly. Do your research. Understand what makes you happy. That's the biggest thing is number 4, or next thing I got on this list is buy what makes you happy, guys. Number 2 thing, if you enjoy it, you're going to stay with it longer. You're going to get invested. You're going to get engaged. You're going to want to enjoy it with it, and you're going to be more involved. So I would definitely suggest to anybody getting into this market right now is do something that you enjoy. And I know you think it's a cliche, But if you're going to be investing into a collectibles, it's a long-term game, guys. It's not something that's short, and if you don't enjoy it and you're just doing it because you want to invest in something, you're going to get tired of it pretty quick, and you're going to realize that things don't move as quick as you think they do, or don't move as quick as they did in 2020 and 2021, and that it's a long-term game, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road before you start seeing these investments. So definitely do something that you enjoy. You don't mind seeing Gengar sitting on the shelf or these nice ETBs, then fine, go into the sealed product or go into the plushies collectibles. There's a lot of people that also do that. Great other opportunity in the Pokemon TCG. Next thing that we're going to say is focus. Focus, focus, focus. Focus on what you want to do. If you want to be able to do it, become the expert on it. I know it's a lot of work. It's really difficult, but just like myself, if you bring me a sealed product of just about any time period in Pokemon TCG, I know it well enough to understand how it's fake, how it can be fake, and understand what the actual opportunities are in this product and how much this product is probably worth within a certain amount. Markets change a lot, and as you've seen even on singles, I miss singles quite a bit because I'm newer to that market and I'm trying to learn it, but there's a lot. Sealed product gives you an opportunity to do that, and that's what I'm good at. I'm good at sealed product. That's what I've done since 2019. That's what I've niched down to. I do a lot of it. I'm moving and branching, and as I get older into the investing, you can diversify. You can do it too. Niche down at first, diversify later. Become good at something, become excellent at something, focus on something, and be patient, guys. Last part of this, number 4, is just be patient. Patience is key. Don't rush to buy things, because if you rush to buy things, you regret. Once you regret, you get frustrated. And once you get frustrated, you leave. You start moving on to the other thing. That's why we see a lot of people moving out of this hobby, is because they become frustrated because they weren't patient. They bought things way too high and they burnt their money quicker than what they should have, and they're not able to get that money back. They're seeing negative growth, and when people see negative growth, they get frustration and they leave. So just keep that in mind. Long-term game, be patient. You got time. Nothing's a rush. Next part of it, number 5, I'm going to put on here is the biggest part of this hobby and the biggest thing you're going to learn in the future as you move forward is build relationships. Talk to people on Discord. Talk to people on Facebook. Jump in on the chats on live Facebook feeds and get to know the people in the community. I see a lot of new people showing up on some of the feeds. It's awesome to have these conversations because they bring new ideas, and you can bring new ideas into the community. Community is the number one thing that's great in this hobby. There is a fantastic Pokemon community that's growing extremely well. It's strong. Most people in it are very, very open to discussion. Most people are very happy to have a new person involved in it, such as myself. I love new people. I would love to have new people and more new people into this hobby, because the more new people I see, the more the hobby's going to grow, the stronger it's going to become, and the more fun it will be if you engage in with that community. Number 2, local card shops, guys. I can think Mason at Cardinal Gaming would probably tell you the same thing. Your local card shop becomes your base. I have a local card shop. I enjoy going there as much as I can. There are a lot of people in there that play. The players are another great resource at number 3. All these people can be found at a local card shop. The owners are extremely knowledgeable. They can give you insight. Even like myself, after 3 years, I'm able to purchase things from them at rock bottom pricing because I've built that relationship, that rapport and trust. And that's the biggest thing is that we got to learn in this hobby is we need to trust people. You need to work with people, but it takes time. Once again, patience comes into play with this one. Also, be patient, talk to people, show up, be engaged, talk to the owners, talk to the players, talk to the other people in the building that are doing what you're interested in. And man, your community will grow. You'll build your relationships. And these relationships are also the key to being able to sell things in the future, because a lot of times if you build the relationships, you talk to these people, you tell them what you have, they tell you what they're looking for, and you can a lot of times go, hey, I've got 2 of those. Do you want one? I'll sell it to you for a really good price. You're still making some money on this thing, but you're building another relationship, another stepping stone to someone who might be looking for more things in the future or will send people your way because you have these things. And that's networking, that's building the relationships. Do it on Discord, do it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, any of the platforms, local card shops, and also talk to everybody in the local card shops. It's great to network out. I'm not saying that just from a creator standpoint. It's also great. I used to do it even before I was a creator because it's awesome to get them relationships and build on them. So once again, guys, hopefully this is some good information. Hopefully this helps you out when you're beginning in your Pokemon investing opportunities. Of course, this once again is Pokemon Beginner's Guide, trying to give you some information to help you. I didn't have this information, guys. This wasn't readily available back when I started in Pokemon TCG. I made a lot of these mistakes. You know, the budgeting and stuff, I've always been against that. But when it comes down to the niching down and actually becoming very, very particular and getting into that small little trend, it took me a while. And I spent a lot of money that was really unnecessary. And luckily, I had an opportunity to get out of most of it just because of the boom and then sit. You may not get those opportunities if you begin. Niche down quick, do your research, and buy what you like, guys. If you like it, you'll stay engaged. You'll stay into it. And if you niche down really good and you become very good at what you do, your local area, even if you don't start a YouTube channel or Instagram channel or any kind of social media to become a creator, your local areas might know who you are. And if they have something that they're interested in or have a question about, you might become the resource for that. So once again, guys, hopefully this helps you guys out. I'm trying to give you guys another little heads up as I'm seeing new people coming in, new faces, new names coming into the chats and in the comments. That tells me there's some influx of some new people again, which is great to see. But hopefully this helps you out if you're joining in the investment journey. If you're investing into Pokemon or any kind of collectible, this is a great opportunity for you. So once again, Pokemon Beginner's Guide here for you guys to help you along with your journey. And if I did bring you some good information today and you enjoy this kind of information, be sure that you hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, guys, hit that like button. We can get 85 likes in this video. Greatly appreciated. Helps us out a ton. And of course, it's free for you. Also, if you do like this kind of content, as always, I'll put up these two videos over here for you. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.